Welcome back to the channel, friends. I'm Andrew Meet Rich, your host, bringing you the stories that matter from across Europe today. In today's explosive episode, we're diving deep into two scandals that perfectly capture everything wrong with European politics right now. First, we have a jaw-dropping case of political hypocrisy in the UK, where the minister responsible for fighting homelessness just got caught evicting tenants and jacking up rent by £700. You won't believe this level of audacity. Then we'll expose how the European Union is throwing €500 million at Jordan while their own citizens struggle with economic collapse. My name is Andrew Meet Rich, and I chose independent journalism over corporate propaganda years ago. If these stories matter to you, smash that like button and subscribe, because tomorrow the corruption could get even worse. Don't miss it. The establishment fears nothing more than an informed population. We're building something powerful here, and your support makes it possible. Let's expose the truth they don't want you to see. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover will shock you. Now to the first topic, the UK housing scandal that has everyone talking. Rushanara Ali, the UK's Parliamentary Under-Secretary for Homelessness and Rough Sleeping, just resigned in complete disgrace after being caught red-handed in a scheme that would make even the greediest landlords blush. Here's what happened. Ali evicted 4 tenants from her 4-bedroom property near Olympic Park in London last November, telling them the house was being sold. Classic landlord move, right? But here's where it gets absolutely outrageous. The property never sold. Instead, just weeks after forcing these families out of their homes, Ali quietly relisted the same property for rent. But not at the same price. Oh no, she jacked up the monthly rent from £3,300 to £4,000. That's a £700 monthly increase, folks. Do the math on that over a year. £8,400 in extra profit from making families homeless. The newspaper broke this story, and within 24 hours, she was forced to resign. But the damage was done. 4 families lost their homes, so this politician could line her pockets with blood money. Let me repeat that so it sinks in. The woman whose entire job is to prevent homelessness deliberately made 4 families homeless so she could extort an extra £8,400 per year from new tenants. The absolute nerve of this woman is staggering. One of the evicted tenants called it absolute extortion, and they're absolutely right. But here's the real kicker that will make your blood boil. This same Rushanara Ali has been publicly condemning private landlords for exploiting renters. She literally championed government plans to empower people to challenge unreasonable rent increases. You see the pattern, right? These politicians preach one thing in public while doing the exact opposite in private. It's textbook political hypocrisy at its most disgusting. And now she's resigned with a heavy heart after getting caught. Heavy heart? More like heavy wallet from all that extra rental income. This is the 4th Labour minister to resign under pressure this year. The corruption is systemic, folks. They're all in it together, and they think we're too stupid to notice. But we notice everything. Every lie, every betrayal, every stolen penny from hard-working families. Let's talk about the second topic, the European Union's mind-boggling priorities. While European citizens face economic collapse, rising crime, and industrial decline, what does the European Commission under Ursula von der Leyen decide to do? They're throwing €500 million at Jordan. €500 million. Not Spain, not Greece, not struggling European families, but Jordan. The official explanation: they want to help Jordan deal with economic difficulties and support reforms in green energy, digitalization, and sustainable tourism. Just imagine that for a second. Europeans are watching their industries collapse, their cities become unsafe, and their governments unable to solve basic problems. Meanwhile, Brussels is playing global charity with taxpayer money. This brings the total EU support to Jordan to over €4 billion since 2011. That's billion with a B, folks. Meanwhile, German industrial production just collapsed by almost 2% in June, the worst decline since the pandemic. French crime is hitting record highs with over 1,000 violent deaths annually. But hey, let's send more money to the Middle East instead of fixing our own catastrophic problems at home. Here's where it gets even more insane. While the EU sends billions abroad, look what's happening inside Europe itself. Germany's automotive industry is crashing, but their defense contractor Rheinmetall is making record profits from the war economy. Their sales jumped 24% in the first half of this year, with defense business surging 36%. They've got 63 billion euros in military orders lined up. You see what's happening? European leaders are deliberately shifting from a productive economy to a war economy while shipping taxpayer money overseas. Meanwhile, France is falling apart with crime hitting all-time highs. We're talking over 1,000 violent deaths annually, with mayors getting attacked in broad daylight. Cryptocurrency executives are being kidnapped and tortured by organized crime gangs. But instead of fixing these catastrophic problems at home, the EU prioritizes foreign aid packages. This is the controlled demolition of European civilization, and they're doing it with your money. While German car manufacturers like Volkswagen struggle to survive, defense companies are literally taking over their factories. It's the militarization of Europe disguised as economic policy. Wake up, people. We're living through the intentional collapse of European society, and these two stories prove it perfectly. When housing ministers profit from homelessness while preaching compassion, when the EU sends billions abroad while Europeans suffer, you're witnessing systematic betrayal of an entire continent. That's why channels like this matter more than ever. We're not here to sugarcoat the truth or repeat official talking points. We're here to expose the corruption that mainstream media won't touch. If this video opened your eyes to what's really happening, hit that like button and subscribe immediately. You're not just supporting independent journalism, you're joining a movement of Europeans who refuse to be silently robbed and replaced. Tomorrow brings new scandals, new betrayals, and new evidence of their agenda. Stay with us because the truth is the only weapon we have left. The establishment fears nothing more than an informed population, so let's give them something to worry about. Comment below with your thoughts on these scandals. Share this video with everyone you know. The truth must spread faster than their lies. We're building an army of truth tellers, and every subscriber makes us stronger. Don't let them silence us.